What up, people? It's Nickopz here, and today I'm going to be talking about Noob Saibot because I feel like Noob Saibot is probably the most overrated character in this game of all time. And I know what some people are going to say because I did place this character as top tier in one of my tier lists. But honestly, I'm going to keep it real why I did that. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the video, but I definitely did in the comments. If someone asked me about this character specifically, Noob is a character that was picked up by a certain someone. And whenever a certain someone says a character is top tier, he usually overrates a lot of characters. It's kind of not worth it debating sometimes if you really don't care about the character that much. But I felt like that was the case with Noob. I never felt like Noob was a legitimate big threat. It was just one of those characters I felt like he was just kind of mid no matter what. And even right when he dropped, I still felt like he was the middle of the pack of the two. But now I think he's the worst of the two. I just don't think he's that strong of a character. Well, let me take that back. I don't think he is top tier. I think he's good, but I don't think he's top tier. And this is a character that a lot of people think is top tier. And I'm going to talk about why I don't think he's top tier. So before I do that, let's go over the obvious strengths first. He has a good overhead, a good low, a respectable amount of damage he could do. Like he does good damage, and he also has really good cash out potential if you hit them like with the right setup. Do something like this right here. So if you get opened up by this, we'll continue it from what it's supposed to look like right there. So no, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again. So you do this right here. Set up the meter run ball. Make them guess. Mm, 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 mm. And then you just keep going. We'll do it one more time because I know the gravity of it now. So you do this right here. That right there. And you get the idea. Like the character does hit hard once he gets you in the right situations. He's just deleting your host bar. He has a high low, which is really good because it's a fuzzy guard breaker. So it combines very well with his low overhead game, and it's only zero on block. So a lot of noobs will mash after this because it's zero on block. So it's whoever pokes first after it. And if he hits you with it, another good thing about Noob is he gets a lot of safe jump. So this right here, if he actually hits you with just this by himself, he doesn't even need Janet. He gets a safe jump off of that. If he does this jump in string twice, so he has really good, like well-rounded tools. And he has solid projectiles. They don't really do too much, but they get the job done. And when he has this on you, he becomes a ghetto zoner. He can put this on you, and let me make sure the opponent's blocking. So he just keep hitting you with these, and if you dare to move, he just blows it up. And then he's getting a full combo. And speaking of combo, he also has throw combos, which is really good. So off rip, he seems like he should be a top tier character. But I'm going to talk about why I don't think he is. And it's simply because of one main thing. And I don't, and people would disagree with this, and I don't see how. But Noob has very, very, very bad, like neutral control or screen control. His screen control is not great. Like, having all these amazing tools don't matter if the character has to do a lot of work to get to you or hit you or control the screen. And Noob just doesn't control the screen very well. That's it. He doesn't really have normals with good range. Like this, people say this has decent range, but it really doesn't. It's like the range of a Liu Kang mid. It's like a little bit further. And even then, it's not really that fast to complement the lack of range. Like if this was like 9 frames, or not 9, we'll say 11, it would be better. But his range is not that good. Oh, and he also has a very good sweep. Forgot to mention that. But the range of his normals are not, like, I don't think he has anything that would touch them from right here. Like, his range is right there. Like, from right here, he doesn't have anything that will touch you. And a lot of characters do, whether they forward advance, like from right here. So, this is why a lot of players, when it comes to fighting games, they don't really understand how important neutral is. And even though I do feel like a lot of people glorify it, what neutral is, but it is very important. This character, if he literally just had one long range move that he could use to threaten you and complement it like his 50-50s, this character would be top 5 easily. But the character doesn't really have a way to threaten you without being like directly in your face. And that's fine. That's not a problem. But even when he is directly in your face, the things that he gets aren't like too scary. He's getting some type of mix, but usually characters that lack this type of range, when they get close to you, you aren't going to be able to get them off. That's usually the payoff. Oh, character has not good neutral. When character said gets in, it's hard to get them off. But Noob, once he's in, he gets one guess. He gets one guess. Like this, -5, or -7. Even if you complete it, -7. Even this string, what is this? -6. Noob is a character that not only lacks screen control, but once he finally does get in, he gets one guess with the teams that he uses. Like teams that he has to use, Janet and Movado. Now, Movado does improve his screen presence. I will say that. But it's not enough to make up for his other weakness. So, yes, you can use Movado and make up for his lack of screen presence with the clones in a way. Kinda. Like, it's good. It'll get the job done. But you lose access to Janet if you want to do that. And Janet, I used to think it was Movado, but I do think Janet is the better variation because you get access to the nut punch into this and making them have to guess. Because this is one thing that's really good about Noob. This right here. And Janet gives you access to this like all the time. But even with this tool, where a lot of people, they like to do this. And then they'll hit you with like that and then into this. Now, this right here, if there was a way to make this real to where it wasn't a 3-way guess, because you also have to guess the new player doing this, it's not like an amazing safe jump. It's a good safe jump, but the new player, once they do this, they have to guess, are you going to armor? And some characters he doesn't have to, but a lot of characters he does. If it was a nut punch Johnny, like if, you know how Johnny gets like a guaranteed jump up off of his nut punch, if it was something like that off of this portal, oh, this would be ridiculous because you would have to guess this like every time. But if they delay it, the media isn't good enough to where you could just make them hold this. Now, why this is so good is because, as you can see, look at the startup frames. If he does, once he has this out, his slide property change. So it turns into 17 frames. And the second hit of this overhead, 15 frames. So it's a 2-frame difference between this into slide, if that's out, or this in overhead. So that's a real guess. But he has to get into so many layers to get into that real guess. he has to first open you up, which isn't really a problem for him. But then once he sets this up, it's not just free for him to do. Like, he has to guess what you're going to do to get this mix. And it's still a mix. And even if you block it right, it's still not safe. Like, it's ghetto safe. Like, they do that. But you can uppercut that. You can armor it. So, Noob suffers from a couple of things. There's too many layers to get him going. He doesn't have really good screen control. And he always has to stop. So those are the three reasons I think Noob is overrated. I think he is a solid character, a good mid-tier character, but this character will not ever win a tournament. He won't. He doesn't have the mold of a... He has the mold of a top-tier character, but he doesn't have everything to complete him, to just make him completely dumb and OP. He doesn't. Now, with that being said, I do think he's good. I want to make that very clear. I don't think he's a bad character at all. I just don't think he's top tier. This is a character I can confidently say you will not ever see win a tournament. He's not all that. But that's just my opinion on the character. Let me know what you think about Noob in the comments below. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, all that good stuff. And Nickopz out. Y'all have a good day.